Hi, I'm Mayor Bill Wild, and I'm back here today with Fire Chief Mike Stradtner and Police Chief Jeff Jedrusik to bring you the latest COVID-19 news from City Hall and the current state and focus of our public safety departments. I've also asked City Council President Jim Hart to share what changes are in store for the next City Council meeting. The City of Westland and all of Wayne County has been hit especially hard by the coronavirus outbreak. Our city alone has 265 confirmed cases of COVID-19, and to date we've lost 17 residents to the disease. These numbers change every day, and you can see the latest updates daily by viewing the COVID-19 dashboard on waynecounty.com. Here at City Hall, we've been complying with Governor Whitmer's executive orders and are following the social distancing guidelines set forth from the CDC. We have been having people work remotely whenever possible and have made many of our services available through our website. There have been daily briefings that compile the latest news and information that are posted on our website and Facebook page each weekday at noon. Our Economic Development Department has also been gathering the latest information and tips for local businesses. This update is released on our Facebook page on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We have also taken the additional step of health screening employees who are physically coming into work. Now I'd like to turn it over to our COVID-19 Emergency Preparedness Coordinator, Chief Stradtner.
Thank you, Mayor. We know the country and the state are facing tough days ahead as we see COVID-19 growing at an exponential rate. Your first responders in Westland have and will continue to serve your needs. We are doing our best to keep our first responders safe and ready to serve with multiple daily health checks, pre-screening procedures for 911 operators, and updated medical guidance from the state as we navigate these challenging times. The Westland Fire Department is experiencing an increase for calls for service with a 30% increase and an increase in at-hospital times. We will continue to evaluate and make operational changes to see that we are meeting the demand for service to meet the needs of the Westland residents. Many people have reached out with offers of financial assistance and offers of personal protective equipment. We cannot tell you how much these offers of help contribute to the overall morale of our first responders, knowing that we are all here for them. While these offers are very generous, please know we have been able to secure the protective equipment we need at this time and will continue to follow paths to assure our responders are safe. We will continue to serve them so they can continue to serve you. As we approach the holidays, there are some important things to remember. We all want to continue to stay safe, and it becomes even more important to follow recommendations as we approach the nicer weather and the holidays. Our state is moving towards the apex of the curve, and the surge in cases only highlights the importance for social distancing. During the holidays, we all want to be with our families, but please stay safe by staying home. A lot of people have asked the new CD recommendations about masks and when should I wear them. The CDC is recommending that all people visiting populated areas where social distancing is not always possible, such as grocery stores, even though they try as best they can, to wear a mask where you may be exposed to other people or you can expose other people. The CDC, the state, and the county all have great information on when to wear masks. Often people also ask, how should I get tested or how can I get tested? If you have symptoms of COVID-19 and want to get tested, you must first call your primary care provider. If you do not have a primary care provider, you can call the State of Michigan COVID-19 line daily from 8 to 5 at 888-535-6136. While supplies of these tests are increasing, it may still be difficult to find a place to get tested. Healthcare providers make decisions about testing based on signs and symptoms of respiratory illness and potential exposure. Remember that if you do not have signs and symptoms consistent with COVID-19, you may not be tested. It is also important to know that if you feel sick or you experience anxiety over not being able to get tested, that the testing does not change the treatment. If you are feeling symptoms related to COVID-19, stay home until you can contact your primary care provider or the state for more guidance. You must separate yourself from others in the household until 3 things have happened. 1, it has been at least 7 days since the first symptoms onset. 2, you have been fever-free for 72 hours without the use of medication. And 3, Other symptoms have improved, such as a cough or shortness of breath. These are all CDC recommendations that can be found at cdc.gov/coronavirus, thecityofwestland.com, or your county health department. There is little doubt that many of us have been exposed and will continue along this path. It is imperative that we continue to utilize the recommendations for social distancing and turn to the CDC for recommendations on home isolation, disinfecting, and caring for a sick family member in your home. These sites provide tremendous detail on keeping us all safe. During these uncertain times, our crews have been experiencing increased call for anxiety-related issues and also calls to our call center anxiety-related. This is understandable as we are all trying to navigate through these challenging times. If you are experiencing emotional needs, trying to figure out how to cope with increased stress may create feelings of anxiety like you have never experienced before. There are resources available to help, such as the National Disaster Distress Helpline at 1-800-985-5990, or you can text 66746, and the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255, or text 741-741. Please remember, your first responders will always be there for you, and please do not hesitate to call 911 if you're experiencing an emergency. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. That's great information to have out there. And don't forget that just because you can't physically visit friends and relatives, you can still check in with them. Pick up the phone and call them, or maybe FaceTime or video chat to really make someone's day special. A lot of families and groups of friends have taken to holding virtual parties with the video conferencing app Zoom, which leads to our next speaker, City Council President Jim Hart.
Thank you, Mayor. The coronavirus pandemic has affected nearly every aspect of our lives, from going to work and grocery stores to meeting with friends and family. Every aspect seems to be impacted or modified in some way. Running a city is no different. As most of you know, the City Council voted last March 16th to cancel the April 6th City Council meeting in anticipation for what many of us felt may be coming. This also gave us time to come up with an alternative to conducting our business meetings so that things can continue the best they can here in the All-American City. Just like you, we still have bills to pay and decisions to make, and it is our responsibility to make sure that these things happen. For this reason, I have called a special meeting of the Westland City Council for next Monday, April 13th. Pursuant to the Governor's Executive Order 2020-15, this meeting and all other future meetings will be conducted electronically until the order to stay at home has been lifted. Residents will have the ability to call in and ask questions like always. Please stay tuned for details on how to access these meetings as well as study sessions in the coming weeks. I expect this meeting to be very short with a minimal agenda. Our primary purpose is to get used to using the new system and to approve critical vouchers. It's important to know that the April 20th council meeting is still scheduled to take place. The only thing that changes for that is it'll be virtual and online. On behalf of the Westland City Council, I'd like to thank all of the residents for doing their part and helping us to contain the spread as much as possible so we can return to our normal lives. We'd also like to especially thank all of the essential service providers out there that are working through this time to keep us safe, keep us fed, and to keep us all when we are ill. The first responders, medical professionals, and essential service workers are the real heroes. They are doing their part. Let's make sure we do ours by not taking any risks and isolating as much as possible. If for any reason you'd like to reach out to any of the members on council, you can find out all of our information online. It's right there at cityofwestland.com. Look under City Council, and you can click on any member of council to get their email address. If you want to reach out to us, we encourage you to do it right there. We will get through this, but it will take all of us working together to see that end come much sooner. Thank you, and stay safe.
Thank you, Council President. Well said. We will all have to work together, and holding a virtual City Council meeting is a perfect example of that. To put that together required a collaboration between the Council President, the rest of the City Council, the Mayor's Office, the City Clerk, our IT and cable departments, and of course the residents who we're hoping will wish to participate. Next, we're going to hear from Police Chief Jeff Jedrusik as he outlines what his department is focusing on right now.
Thank you, Mayor. As a police department, we understand how difficult the stay-at-home order can be at times. It's natural for us to begin to feel restless in our daily routine. This is especially true as the weather becomes warmer. Be mindful, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We need to make sure that we continue to adhere to these safety guidelines. We now see that the city of Detroit has begun to actively fine people who are violating this executive order. These violations are a large part of the increased virus spread in the city of Detroit. We do have those same concerns here in the city of Westland. This is not the type of enforcement that the Westland Police Department wants to spend time doing, but it may become necessary. So please continue to stay home unless it's absolutely essential. Also, I want to provide some additional information to ensure that residents are avoiding coronavirus scams. Please remember a few things. Do not respond to text messages, emails, or calls claiming to be from the government. This is not how the government communicates or how they gather information. Ignore online offers for vaccinations or home test kits. Remember, scammers often use robocalls. Simply hang up on a robocall offering things such as low-priced health insurance or work-from-home opportunities. And watch for emails claiming to be CDC links. Simply avoid links from sources that you're not familiar with. Also, do your homework when it comes to donations. Never make donations by cash or by gift card or by wire transfers. Thank you and be safe.
Thank you, Chief. One thing we really want to stress is that all these changes are for everyone's health and safety. We're making decisions based on the guidelines and recommendations from many sources, including the White House Coronavirus Task Force, the CDC, Governor Whitmer, and other officials. I know it's a difficult time for all of us right now, and being told to stay at home and avoid contact with other people just doesn't come naturally for a lot of people, and many are really struggling with it. Even in these darkest of times, Westland has found a way to be special, though. There have been incredible acts of compassion from one end of our city to the other. People have been sewing masks for friends, neighbors, and anyone who needed them. Others have been making 3D printed personal protective equipment for healthcare workers. And thankful residents of our all-American city have been sending food and care packages to first responders and medical personnel who have been working tirelessly and are on the front lines of this pandemic. Even our youngest residents have been doing their part by making and sending homemade cards and leaving messages of hope and inspiration in chalk on neighborhood sidewalks. Another thing families can do together and to help the city is to complete their census. For a little incentive, Westland residents can really make their voices count while at home by entering the Westland Counts U.S. Census 2020 photo contest on Facebook. The contest will kick off on Facebook this coming Monday. Entrants will be challenged to take a photo with their family while completing the census and email it to the city. Prizes will include $20 gift cards to local businesses. Check the Westland Facebook page this Monday for more details. This week, the Michigan House and Senate voted to approve an extension of Governor Whitmer's declaration of emergency through April 30th. That does not affect the stay-at-home order that is currently set to expire on April 14th. Although it is expected that the governor will extend that very soon. The city of Westland has followed the lead of Governor Whitmer as far as city operations go, and we will continue to do so. And we're going to continue to keep you updated as things change. So once again, I ask everyone to please follow the recommendations and executive orders that are in place. And you can see all of them in one place by visiting thecityofwestland.com. We have a lot of information there with links to the State of Michigan site as well as the CDC. But most importantly, stay home and stay safe. Thank you.